What's up, everyone? It's been a minute. My name is Michael, and this is the Data Tech 11 podcast. I am coming to you from my little sanctuary here. And yeah, tomorrow is Mask Day. So if you're in Knox County and you go inside anywhere, got to be wearing one of these bad boys. But for now, my glasses fog up even when I wear them inside. So but I'm going to take this off and then get into it. So how has everyone been? It has been a minute since I had a chance to do the podcast. As many of you know, I opened up a business, a small little business, a little computer repair shop on Asheville Highway in East Knoxville. And so I've been going at that about a month and a half now, and it's a slow start. Obviously, I opened it during a pandemic, not the best of times, but I just wanted to show everybody that you could play offense or you could play defense. And right now I'm just playing offense, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you can take risk in life and just go from there. So yeah, I mean, I've been operating. I've been literally going out into the parking lot and just with my card and saying, hey, my name's Michael. Here's my card. All you have to do is point your camera right to that QR code and boom, you know, you don't even have to type in anything. And they're kind of sometimes impressed by that. I mean, QR codes on business cards have been around for a decade, but a lot of people don't know about it, and it's kind of neat and makes it simple. And I'm just literally going out and starting conversations in the parking lot and saying, hey, I'm right here next to the hardware store. So I'm in a plaza with a hardware store, a drugstore, a tattoo parlor, a martial arts class, and a gun store, all in the same plaza. So I feel like that's a really good plaza to be in. They call that area four-way in with two ends. I'm sure there's some stories, and if any of you folks out there have them about four-way in and the whole history behind it, I'd love to hear that culture. So I've been getting involved with some Facebook groups, Strawberry Plains Cafe and things like that, and getting to know the local people out here. And it's been really fun, and just doing my thing. And I just wanted to give everybody an update and let everybody know that, that I'm still doing that. I'm still actually going out in the field and working in the field until the business picks up enough to where, maybe one day I won't have to. But for now, that's what I'm doing, and just wanted to give everyone an update. And like I said, I mean, I just want to talk about like literally anything than what's on the news right now and everything going on. It's not that I don't care about the issues. It's just that it gets a little bit overwhelming, as everyone knows. And so for me, I just like to talk about technology. Once again, today, Tesla went up again. I know I made a post about a month ago telling everyone that I would bet them like $1 if they bought Tesla stock. And so that was like a month ago. And I think it was like 700 and something per share then. And I think it's in the 1,200 range now. So it literally has gone up $400 since a month and a half ago when I posted that. So there's some opportunities that exist when it comes to the the validity of the infrastructure of everything, the uncertainty of everything. There's some money to be made and money to be lost, certainly. But when it comes to technology, in the long term, it doesn't care whether you're ideological about the past. It'll keep on moving forward. And it doesn't mean that all technology is good. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that if it's a technology that is better than before, then why wouldn't you do it? It'd be kind of like the difference between horses and cars, right? It must have been really, really strange, right? To be in a horse, giddy up and then see a car go by. Imagine what that would have been like. And these electric cars, they can get a software update and then go faster after that. Or they can get a software update and maybe their battery will last longer. They have 8 different cameras a lot of the times, and they can sense, they literally have eyes in the back of your head, and so once they make the car about 4 times more safe than a human being, it's only a matter of time before we'll have, just like in the movie Demolition Man in 1994, where the car drove for you. I mean, that's basically what's going to happen. And so the the investors are just going crazy every single day trying to figure out where Tesla is going to end up. But they make semi trucks that don't even slow down when they go up a mountain with an 80,000 pound load. And they're just way too innovative and too far in front of the other manufacturers of cars. That's just the truth of it. And so when you invest in that, it's a good idea. It doesn't mean that I'm 110% sure that it's always going to be a good deal, but right now, while it's growing, the uncertainty of it just in general, if you keep your eye on it and you're even halfway decent at doing just a little bit of stock trading, then it's a pretty good idea. My only opinion, it's my opinion, so that's only my opinion, and I am certainly not a investor, and nor do I have an education or have any right to say anything about it other than my own freedom of speech. So I'm just putting that out there to everybody. Don't take big risk. You can buy as little as $1 at a time on the Cash App. So be responsible, just like with gambling or anything else. It's a risk, but I think it's a good idea. The technology, battery technology and things like that. And, I know that I sound like a broken record when it comes to Tesla, but it's just, I've never seen anything like it since I've been part of the tech world. There's just there's little things that come along, like an iPhone 11 has another camera, spot in the back of it, but that's not a big, crazy big deal. And, so these are things that are really, really groundbreaking. I mean, the idea that another Uber and Lyft can take place where cars are coming to pick you up and there's no drivers. I mean, that's a pretty big jump. So I'm excited about that. I'm not just excited about Tesla. There's some other tech that's out there. VR really I just never thought it grew legs. I still think that it's got a ways to go. I just don't think people like wearing things over their head. And if you've noticed, there's a lot less advertising for VR because the market always chooses. So if something's not going to work, it just won't work. The market will choose. And even with TikTok videos that I make, I make TikTok videos and what I think will be oh man, this is going to get all the likes and all the views, and it doesn't. And so your subjective opinion isn't always, in a lot of times, in fact, it's never really what ends up being popular. So that's why you got to make a lot of content. If you're a business and you need to make a lot of content, and I can certainly help you with that. If you don't, if you have a media team that you work with, that's great, but make the content and make it as much as you can. And if you want to have save time, what you can do is you can make a lot of content, bring 3 or 4 shirts to work and take 4 hours and, commit to making content for those 4 hours and have scripts available and everything else like that, and make it, as carefree as you can. And then you could have, 4 hours of content that you can split up and break up and span that out over a month or 2 or 3. So these are just little ideas that you can do for social media marketing. A lot of people are on the fence about social media marketing, and yeah, it's true. There are pros and cons to social media, and too much of anything is bad. If you drink a ton of alcohol, you're going to end up a wino, down on some bum down there on the streets or whatever. So, it doesn't matter. Too much of anything's a bad thing. So just, that's what I got to say about that. I just kind of wanted to update you folks. And, if there's any stories or anything that you'd like to add, please, I'd like to have some guests on my show. I've been reaching out, and, I know the 11 Reasons Why is a little bit intimidating. And so really, if anybody wants to just be on my podcast as a guest and then just to get some awareness out there, or for whatever the reason, just to chat. I mean, I know that these times, you don't get to go to certain places where there used to be social hangouts and you could do things, and there's all this fear and all this uncertainty. So it's good to communicate. So if anybody wants to turn on their camera and meet me on Zoom, where I'm at right now recording this, let's do it. And there's some other streaming platforms. I think there's one called StreamYard that I'd like to test. So if there's anybody out there who wants to test some other platforms with me, let's do it. Let's see which ones are the best, and let's get into it. Till next time, this is my sign off that I've been saying on a couple of my YouTube. If you don't follow me on YouTube, you need to. YouTube Data space Tech space 11 on YouTube. And I usually sign off with, if you're not living with your best life, if you're not living your best life, what life are you living? Till next time, folks, have a good one.